Who walked away with the NXT Tag Team Championship last night from the 2 out of 3 Falls match? Was it the Revival, or did American Alpha reclaim the NXT Tag Team Championship and become the second two-time NXT Tag Team Champions? What's going on with Bayley and Alexa Bliss? And somebody made their return last night to NXT. Hey YouTube, are you ready for your hot tag? Because VR is definitely time to work.
What's up, Nya Jax? You're watching WGS-TV. Oh, yeah!
Greetings, YouTube. You have worked your way back into another episode of WGS-TV right here on youtube.com/WrestleGamer. I am your fellow neighborhood Wrestle Gamer, and this is going to be the NXT review for the week of July 6, 2016. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get this review started. Looking at Bayley and Alexa Bliss is where women's wrestling should be, especially when it pertains to the main roster. Now, when a lot of the other NXT divas were, well, I don't want to call them divas, NXT women's wrestlers were called up, you would expect them to the overall talent to improve, but as of late they've been kind of trickling down just a little bit. But I do love them on NXT because they put on really good, great matches, and Bayley and Alexa Bliss really shined as an opening match this week on NXT. I really enjoyed it, other than the god-awful commentary of Tom Phillips and Corey Graves. And I keep saying this, your color guy is only as good as the play-by-play guy. Tom Phillips is not a good play-by-play guy. He focuses more on sports entertainment storytelling, as Joey Styles said in that infamous meltdown rant that he had on Monday Night Raw many a year ago. I've talked about it many a time, so I don't see why I should even waste my time even discussing it again here on the video. Bayley would hit the Bayley to belly on Alexa Bliss to pick up the win, and apparently now she challenged Nya Jax to a match. I'm not sure when this is going to happen, but apparently Bayley wants some of Nya Jax. Nya said yes, and I guess that's going to happen. You know, if not next week, probably the week after, because I think more of the main focus for next week will probably be Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, Blake and Murphy once again got back together to take on the Hype Bros, but this is really considered a throwaway match in my opinion because of the fact that Rhyno returned to NXT and gored everybody except Murphy, because apparently Murphy got the heck out of Dodge before any of that stuff could happen, but he ended up goring everybody else, Zack Ryder, Mojo Rawling, and Wesley Blake. So, but is it just me, or did Rhyno look like he put on a few pounds? I know I'm not one to talk myself because I'm pretty chubby myself, but it looked like Rhyno put on a good 40 pounds. I'm not sure what's going on with that. You know, maybe it's just the fact that he's been gone so long, and we have, you know, when we get used to seeing him, you know, it was just something about him that looked different. You know, it's just something that did not look like the Rhyno we're accustomed to seeing. But then again, like I said, you know, I have to wear glasses, you know, especially when I'm doing things like gaming and whatnot. I don't wear it for the video because then it would look a little bit something like this. Yeah, and that would look weird, so that's why I don't wear. I don't really need to wear them for my for the reviews, so that's why I nixed them. You know, in case anybody out there was wondering, I'm pretty sure none of you guys actually cared. I think you're more here than the only reason you're watching this video is to listen to my opinions about NXT. And speaking of that, we had the main event, a 2 out of 3 Falls match for the NXT Tag Team Championship. The Revival defending the titles against American Alpha. This is where tag team wrestling should be on the main roster as well. Tag team wrestling really could be on the up and up. You know, it could be better on the main roster, but on NXT it's stellar. It's phenomenal. You know, you got a great roster of tag teams, and you got 2 really great tag teams that highlighted and main evented your NXT show for this week. in the form of American Alpha and the Revival. And I gotta say, I really enjoyed the fact that they really extended the first fall for such a good length of time. Saw a lot of great stuffs, a lot of great spots. And again, when I think of the Revival, when I look at them, it just screams Ole and Arn Anderson of the Minnesota Wrecking Crew and the Four Horsemen. You know, it's so much about their gimmick just screams Anderson. You know, if I was on commentary with Tom Phillips, for one, I would smoke his ass on commentary. And two, that would be one reference I would definitely want to bring up. The Revival remind me so much of the Minnesota Wrecking Crew of Ole and Arn Anderson. No flips, just fist. And one could say that the Brainbusters, Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson, kind of had the same similar MO, you know, when they were in the World Wrestling Federation. But I gotta say, I really enjoyed the match. For those of you, officially for the record, it was the first fall came down to Jason Jordan locking an ankle lock, of all things, on Dash Wilder to score the first fall. Then Scott Dawson would lock an inverted figure 4 leg lock on Jason Jordan, which happened with, I want to say, not within 5 minutes of the first fall happening. And then you had to have a good finish, a good strong finish for the final fall, and I think they accomplished that with the Revival hitting the Shatter Machine on Chad Gable on the ring apron. I could only imagine how difficult that had to be to pull that spot off. My hat's off to Revival and Chad Gable for pulling off the Shatter Machine on the ring apron. Because, like I said, you know, I've had, when I've done shows with Mid-South Extreme and Gulf Coast Wrestling, I've had the opportunity to feel that ring apron up close and personal. And when they say that that's the hardest part of the ring, they mean it. So for them to pull off a spot like that with the Shatter Machine on the ring apron on Chad Gable, I gotta tell you, that to me speaks volumes on what the level of talent and what they can actually pull off, and were willing to pull off to not only finish the match but entertain us, the wrestling fans. And they definitely accomplished that with that finish. My overall score on NXT this week is going to get I keep wanting to give it a 4 out of 5 because NXT has been by far the saving grace of WWE, especially when your main roster product has been shit as of late. Don't get mad at me for saying that, Joe. It's just something I'm describing about wrestling as of late. But the only reason why I can't give it a 4 out of 5, which is why I'm going with 3.75 out of 5, is the fact that I hate commentary so much. Tom Phillips is horrible. You know, I can't stand the sports entertainment storytelling version of commentary in WWE. There is and I've said it for so many times because I've actually done it myself. There is a perfect mixture. There is a perfect mixture of calling the moves and storytelling that you're supposed to implement in your commentary. But when you sit there and you see 4 or 5 moves going on and you say nothing, you're not a commentator. You're just someone there on the microphone. You're just a paid monkey, being paid to say what everybody else says. You know, you're being paid to say what the guy in the gorilla position says. And whoever's in the gorilla position on NXT needs to be fired. That's just my personal opinion on it. What I want to know from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts on NXT this week. What are your overall scores? What are your picks for best and worst match or segment of NXT this week? Which, coincidentally, that is the commentary is also going to get mine. Well, the best match of the night is the 2 out of 3 falls match, and the worst segment of the night is commentary. It's really, really horrible. You know, I don't know how many times I could say it. Rich Brennan should have never been fired. Rich Brennan is a much better commentator than Tom Phillips. I'm a much better commentator than Tom Phillips. But anyway, I want to know what you guys out there have to say. Be sure to put your comments in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. WGS-TV is on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You guys can ask me questions. Links will be provided in the description box below. And as always, guys and gals, I'll have a couple of videos in the annotations at the end of this video for you guys to check out as well. And don't forget to check me out every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Time, live right here on WGS-TV with Sports Entertainment Tonight with Nick Fuquay and Mark Traha, and yours truly, of course. So with that being said, guys and gals, I am your friendly neighborhood Wrestle Gamer, and I will see you at the next Warp Zone. Bye, guys!
The core replicates the effects of a rotating micro black hole, so activating it can be a bit intense. Black hole. Yeah, can I help you?
Yeah, I'm,
It's
looking for my little brother.
Sam!